please wish a happy birthday to my brand new guitar. It's very first on the show. Let's see how she does.
Here are the 3 reasons why you should go to independent music venues over arenas. Number 1, your wallet won't suffer. Big arenas tend to sell their tickets for double or even triple the price of an independent venue. This applies to drinks as well. Considering the space capacity is way bigger at arenas, I don't think it's fair to charge so much, as more people will come to the show anyways.
These bigger arenas not only price the tickets so high because they know people will pay for it, but also, they have higher expenses than that of like a small local venue. They have higher guarantees to the artists. They have to pay stagehands, sound technicians, lighting people. The artist writers are much more expensive. Again, people will pay it to see someone they love. But I still think it's, sometimes way too overpriced. I mean, you don't want to get too greedy.
At number 2 is the vibe. At arenas, there are always barriers that separate the crowd from the stage. The gap in between is where the security can be found standing and staring at the audience. This can be very intimidating for some. At smaller shows, this isn't a problem as the barriers are non-existent and so brings a feeling of comfort to the crowd. Having no barriers and low security not only gives the crowd more space to move around, but also gives bands the freedom to crowd surf if they desire.
I definitely prefer quality over quantity. 150 to 200 passionate, sweaty fans crammed into a small local venue is much preferable than a few thousand likely sitting in a big, sterile, strict, and soulless arena, where there's barriers and there's a bulky security guard with these obtrusive flashlights.
I've always preferred small venues and DIY spaces because there's a certain energy you get at these places. It's almost more dangerous. It's almost more exciting. With small venues, there's always that one man or woman or whatever. It's just like the first time they're there, there's that wide-eyed excitement, that sort of energy when people are just discovering good music and cool venues, and you're feeling that kind of like that unexplained feeling you get when you're with a small crowd of people and you're all tucked in together. I was really fortunate to see a band called the Arcade Fire when I was really young. And it was one of their first shows, and it was like in a really tiny space. I didn't know what rock or music was. It was one of my first shows ever. And then 6 months later, they were the biggest band in the world.
Last but not least is number 3 with meet and greets.
I also find that the smaller settings are much more raw and comfortable. It's easier to hang out with friends and communicate with fans. It's more of a party, a hang than a concert. And yeah, it's just more communicative and less distant. The communication with the people is much stronger.